Alright, work. No, that's all good. You guys won though. Congrats. Yeah, win's a win. Hey. We did what we could. I'm doing okay. You know, try not to get too sick living in LA. Yeah. We're getting there. We'll usurp them soon enough. Right. Yeah, it's gonna be everywhere. $4.30. Oh, I haven't muted. Damn your shit. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, right. Oops, a minute's gone. Mics aren't muted. Have they been hearing me this whole time? Pretty funny shit.
All right, what is going on, guys? Sorry for the wait. Had a bit of a banger for set one. I am here, Sable, joined by the crack variety, and we are bringing it to you live with the Battle of the Buffs, Red Brambleback versus Blue Sentinels. How you doing, Crack?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I think my name is labeled Eric Sherman on the Zoom call, because we use a shared Zoom account. But every time I've tried to like fuck with Zoom pre-stream, it like disappears. So I'm gonna leave it. I'll be Eric Sherman for while my video is
Okay.
on, rather than the video disappearing.
Can I be
Um,
you then?
yeah, dude, you can be me.
All right. I was wondering if we could change my name to Austin or something.
Yeah, account sharing banned. Please no Reporter Reno. We're not trying to get banned here, but wow, um, crazy first set we had. Really back and forth games, and now we're here for the second set with Brambleback versus Sentinels, and these are two teams that have been in the Rekt League for the entirety of the league, as far as the monikers go. But a lot of different players on Brambleback this season than on Sentinels, having most of the same players. I'm gonna hit the guys with the R question mark, see if we can get a champ select here soon, because we are a little bit behind. They're saying not R, which is super troll. Because we've had an extra 13 minutes. Oh, it's fine. Yeah. I'm not going to complain about someone not being ready, because clearly I was not ready. Immediately, I think someone just cheered Pickle Popper with 3 bits for Brambleback. Thank you, Pickle Popper.
Hell yeah.
See, I'm excited
Totally
to see
unbiased
this.
Bramble support.
Yeah, totally unbiased. So if we're looking at these two teams here, before we get into Champ Select, we can talk a little bit. They're not ready. We see Mouse Amazing has actually swapped to the jungle. He was listed as top lane on the first iteration of their team list on the list that was released. Now he's moving into the jungle here. I'm not sure if this is matchup specific, if they just wanted Mouse Amazing. They're ready, so they can send it. But they have Hey Dude 5 in the bot lane now for the AD carry. I believe that's someone else. So a little bit jumbled there from what we had expected. And let's swap this over to Champ Select here. Pickle Popper again with the Sable spelling my name wrong and cheering with 1 bit. So thank you, Pickle Popper. I'm not sure if that's an intentional tilter there or not.
Jarvan banned early.
Jarvan banned early. That is one of Sasha's primary junglers that she plays, alongside, I believe, Hikarim and Vi. Or no, Hikarim and like Sejuani, rather. So it makes sense to ban that. It's a very strong jungler right now in the meta. And I apologize to Brian the Broken. I couldn't figure out how to get the little overlay thing to cover up that quit button. I know it's I just couldn't do it. All right, it wasn't working, but we're here and we're ready. Olaf band. What do you think about that one? It's a Mouse Amazing band, probably.
I think that makes sense if they're going after, what is most likely going to be the carry on their team. I'm guessing this draft is going to shake up to be a very like opposite side map game where Bramble's going to try to play through their bot lane, and Mouse Amazing most likely is going to try to play through mid and top. So I'm expecting some like safe bottom laners, maybe like a Morgana, maybe I don't know, Caitlyn for some range, and then on the side of Bramble, just some generic beef up in the top lane to try to mitigate that.
Yeah, and we know Nollark is a known Mordekaiser and like Shen player in the top lane. Has dabbled in Set a little bit. Obviously, I love that champion. Would love to see it picked here in this game. I'm sure Twitch chat wouldn't love to see 3 Set games in a row, but they banned the Lee Sin now against Mouse Amazing. So like you said, targeting that jungle pool. And they opted for the first pick Vigar, which is interesting because actually that can flex to the mid or AD carry role, even the support role. So I kind of like that pick for Sentinels. They have been known to kind of play some goofy stuff in their drafts. And almost the immediate answer here of the Caitlyn Morgana.
I like the pick. It functions both as like lane bullying as well as denying any kind of safe laning phase for Blue Sentinels bot lane.
Yeah, Caitlyn Morgana, one of the, if not the strongest bot lanes in the game right now, is so oppressive. And if that is a Vigar bot lane, then Morgana just offers so much in the way of utility to prevent Vigar from doing what he wants to do, which is stun you up and burst you. So with Braum Ashe hovered here, I would think that Vigar is probably going to the mid lane.
I like the Braum pick. The Ashe pick, I think it depends on what the rest of the draft holds. Right now, depending on what the mid lane picks, maybe they're banking on the fact that Pickle's not usually an assassin player. He's more of a mage player.
Yeah.
So the Ashe should be relatively safe.
Yeah, I think so too, especially with the Vigar already on the team and the Braum providing so much zone control as they take Shen for the last pick, and you got to think that's going top lane for Nallark. Notable that they do have double glacial synergy for Sentinels here.
Wrong patch, dude.
Wrong patch? Oops.
Yeah, keep up.
Get me current. Behind the times, I've been
We
quarantined.
got Chrono. Bramble has Chrono.
You have Chrono? Alright, well, we got to qualify Morgana as something, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Probably Sorcerer. Kazakhstan really hard focusing this jungle pool. I mean, but I'm
Makes
not.
sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you would have really been worried about a Kha'Zix. That was more of a hot soup 5 pick. Kha'Zix top has been seeing some play internationally, so maybe they were worried about that. But Nico taken away here, just kind of focusing down Pickle Popper's champion pool now. But I really don't like trying to ban out Pickle Popper. He plays such a diverse array of champions that probably focusing bans somewhere like the jungle here would have been a little more efficient for them.
We gotta. Okay.
Really
like
was
that ban,
hoping.
just
Yeah. Yeah, I like it too.
generically get that strong champion off the table.
Yeah, I mean, Wukong looked really good in the last series in Game 2. Fully itemized is definitely a terror when comboed with some other sort of wombo combo.
I guess it makes sense if you're all in on protecting the Ashe.
Yeah. Yeah, we said
That
Pickle
said, I don't know
Popper,
if-
yeah, wasn't an assassin player. I think that's actually the only one he plays, so
Ooh, with the Zillion.
I like it. It's like the Bjergsen of the Rekt League, just known for his Zillion. Someone tried to tell me Jensen was more known for playing Zillion than Bjergsen, and I hard disagree with that.
Oh yeah, that's just wrong.
It's just wrong, dude. We got the LCS representative right here, so I forget who it was, but if you're watching, you're wrong.
Yeah,
And
my insider knowledge says you're wrong.
Yeah, he asked Parth and Biofrost actually before the game.
Yeah,
So,
besties, man.
Vladimir locked.
They me
Interesting.
the inside info.
Insider trading might be illegal, so maybe we shouldn't say that on stream. But Vladimir locked in here, and the last pick now being decided. Most likely the jungle, unless they're doing something weird. Vi's hovered and will be locked in, which a little bit suspect when there's already a Morgana on the other side of the rift.
Yeah, I don't like that pick for a number of reasons. They have the Morgana, they have the Zillion. I'm gonna stop talking for a minute in case that Shaco locks in.
we want to be prepared to
Yeah.
just gasp audibly.
All right, never mind. Sedge makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't like that Vi pick at all, really. You have a team that's pretty focused on just trying to like zone control,
Yeah.
and the Vi just wants to dive. So like the Vlad is the only one that can really follow up on that, and that's gonna take a while before you can reach that point.
Yeah, big agree because honestly, the Vladimir engage is incredibly good. I mean, if they combo that with like the Vi Ashe later on in the game, but like you said, it's going to take a little bit for Vlad to get to that point where engaging like that isn't just a death sentence into a Morgana bind, a Sejuani ult, or just even running over a Caitlyn trap or a Shen taunt, honestly, because the rest of their team is so focused on kiting back and zoning the enemy team, and then you have kind of Vi who's all in on the dive, and Vladimir can do either. So it's a little bit anti-synergy, but they have a plan. We'll see if they can make it work.
I think that it works if they can really stick into the mid game. Like if bot doesn't hemorrhage to the oppressive Caitlyn Morgana, then you have a really strong like level 11 team fighting comp that can take advantage of the fact that the Caitlyn is in her power trough essentially, and there's no real damage that comes from anybody else in that team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. So let's swap it back to the split screen here while we wait for the spectator delay. Get ready, dude. Don't be picking your nose, dude. We're back on camera. But yeah, man. About 2 minutes on the spectator delay, and I hard agree with everything you were saying there. It's if they can definitely stick it to him in the mid game, they can transition into that later stage of the game where the Vigar and Vladimir will be massive, and the Vi engage isn't as suspect. But I mean, having such a strong early game like they do on the Shen top lane with the Sejuani jungle is extremely good. That's a much stronger 2v2 than the Vladimir Vi. And then Caitlyn Morgana, we talked about earlier, extremely oppressive in the bottom lane, and is the point of strength for Brambleback. So having a winning bot lane and that being your win condition with a jungler that can pressure a little bit harder earlier is something that Sentinels is going to have to be so scared of and play so carefully. Because if they let Darth Ted and Colonel Paco try to snowball lead in the bot lane, that kind of fucks their whole mid-game plan of trying to come out ahead into the mid-game so they can scale.
For sure. It's going to be really interesting to see where Mouse Mason goes. Like, I think because of what you were just saying, it makes a lot of sense for him to try to like stop that and be ganking bottom repeatedly, especially combined with the fact that, the Veigar can follow up on a gank pretty well,
Yeah,
but the Zillion's pretty slippery. And Vladimir into Shen is like, what are you getting done there? I think you just ignore that lane and let the Vladimir farm up and just get huge on his own.
agree.
So I think we're going to see a lot of 3v3s in this bot lane.
I think so too. And I don't even really want to talk about the mid lane. That's such a boring lane for the Veigar
Oh,
versus
yeah.
the Zillion. Just a super farm fest, but they're going to be farming with their abilities for the majority of probably the first 15 minutes of the game, unless barring some like crazy over push without wards kind of inty plays. But both of those champions should be extremely safe. Pickle Popper known to hard push the lane. Zillion is pretty good at escaping though, so if he does hard shove, he's going to have to be a little bit careful for a Vi gank, but the Vi and Veigar early gank pressure isn't really that strong unless you're walking into the cage. Prediction, who gets first blood and what time? Ooh, you first. I want to think about mine.
I'm going to call that oh man, I'm split. I'm going to say the Vi gets first blood. I
The
think
Vi?
that, yeah, I think there's going to be a really early gank that comes out, and I think that um, they're going to try to get ahead of the plan that Bramble has pretty much laid on the table of we're going to get this Caitlyn huge.
Mm.
And I think it's going to be in the form of level 2 or immediately after level 3 gank into
Okay,
just
okay.
like chain CCing and trying to pop probably the Morgana, would be my guess.
I could see that, and I definitely think that is even more likely if we do see the Hail of Blades on the Vi, which is extremely strong in the early game, and honestly I think would be good here. I'm like kind of torn though, because yeah, Hail of Blades is what I was gonna say. Aftershock might be good on him as well, because he is the only person diving in really, and he's gonna get hard focused down if he's like solo deep like with a Q ult, but is gonna be a little squishier now for that type of engage.
For sure. How do you feel about if he goes Stone Plate to kind of make up for that?
I would like the Stone Plate. I would like that, yeah. And we're getting into game, boys. Let's see if we see any spicy level 1 action coming out here from any of these guys. We see Pain's going down. Ooh, I should have trimmed my camera boxes down a little bit, but you know what? We're chilling. I don't have time to do that now. It looked like it was fine because on the overlay background before the game's actually in, it's all black. So I thought just the camera box is there. Now I got these weird little black box lines. But you know what? Tucker. And they do clear that wards. That's already a gold advantage to Sejuani. I think this is where you type GG in chat. Already up 1 CS.
I would have liked to see Sentinels try to mess with them as well. They have a Braum. If the Veigar just kind of sacrifices a little bit, you can leave up and not take your Q immediately. And if you bait him into a good fight, you can cage.
Yeah, I agree with that. But they opted to go for the safer route, and no summoners having to be burned there. So both teams starting out with everything they need to live if there is any jungle pressure. And like we said, we expect that to go bottom lane. Ooh, is he going to farm? Phenomenal evil stack. Nice.
Yeah, we can see the Sasha starting topside, which really telegraphs that level 3 gank for bot lane. But that also opens up the opportunity if Mouse Mazing does want to just take this red buff and then maybe take Krugs and immediately gank bottom.
Yeah. I'll fix it next game, Quaz, don't worry. I like the red, like, blue Gromp path here for Sejuani, and then maybe looking mid lane, but I don't really think anything's going to happen mid lane.
No, this game is... They might as well have 3 laners, I think, in the bot lane.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that Sejuani's early path in here was maybe incorrect, because if you know that one of the only lanes you're going to be able to actually pressure and gank is the top lane, you want to start on the bottom side of the map so you can path towards top and be level 3 and get there like in time for, you know, Vlad to not quite be 3, he'll be level 2 and might not have pool. So that's easily a burned summoner. But Nolak doing a pretty good job of pushing Vlad out himself.
Yeah, I think that play makes a lot of sense. I think we're seeing they very clearly went in with the game plan of ignore the Shen and just, you know, let him do his thing. And just play through this Caitlyn. Yeah, so we can already see that gank coming down bot lane.
Yeah, she's on the way. There is no vision. Braum stepping up. Actually,
this
gets a charge.
Oh, we got the flash.
Yeah. A good flash by Lian to actually make it out there. It looked like he might have been dead to rights if the binding could come across, but was able to get enough distance with that flash.
Looks like the Vi's coming around to the mid lane at this point. He's stepped up right now and he's trapped in that cage. This might be a kill.
Sejuani's there. Pickle Popper has the flash, but Vi can just flash for the auto and we'll take it. Now Sejuani here. Not going to be able to follow up in the Sejuani, but Pickle Popper overextended so hard there. Just agreed for some harass on the Vygarb, and I mean, realistically, it's not something you need to do.
Yeah, agreed. That feels suboptimal, but that's what we'll say. Throw the suboptimal his way.
Throw the suboptimal, and Darth had taken a tower shot in the bottom lane, trying to greed for some harass. So a little bit of maybe over aggression, just trying to get like minuscule amounts of damage onto the enemy players, but ending up taking so much more damage in return for that.
If I'm Vi, I'm coming right back to this mid lane.
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh,
you know the flash and the teleport are both down. You can immediately turn this game on its head.
Yeah, and Pickle Popper continuing to push up in the mid lane with this Zillion with no flash. So I mean, if Vi's not pathing there immediately, then I guess her whole blue side is still up. So maybe wants to take some of those camps. And then head. Honestly, though, like your camps are going to be there, you know.
Exactly, I agree.
Vladimir now has the push on the Shen. Is down about a wave in CS, but has a little bit of pressure on Shen right now. With the superior sustain, is able to stay a little healthier, able to push Shen back. But this wave will shove back into Vladimir. It's Sejuani on the Krugs, and Vi looking to maybe wrap around mid lane here.
What do we think about Paco on a support like Morg instead of Engage?
So that's kind of the meme with Paco, is he's known for playing like these engagey, like tanky kind of playmaking champions. But we'll Pickle Popper again inside of the cage. Vi's mid, but then we still have.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there it is, but not quite in sync with the cage. So the cage may be down a little too soon, trapping Pickle there, but maybe he would have walked away had there not been there. Sejuani was right behind Vi in that entire gank, though, so I don't think there was a chance of that one happening. Tucker's still farming out. Let's get an update on these phenomenal evil stacks here. Up to 30 stacks right now, so an additional 30 AP.
Looking at the farm as well, we see that Ted already has a 10 CS lead. That's going to continue to grow as long as no pressure's coming down there. I think this is, like, as much as Pickle Popper being in a vulnerable position is bad, I think that pressure is opening up the bot lane to start to snowball over the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we talked about thinking that maybe they would try to pressure the bot lane. It was Shen's getting all into here. The taunt came down, actually denied the last Q, so the ultimate damage is not going to quite be enough. But a decent look by Hot Soup 5 there. And both top laners still haven't recalled.
To go back to the Paco point, I think looking at how the team comp is assembled and just the players on it, the real carry potential and like hype outplay is pretty much on Ted. You know, we've seen Pickle as like the Zillion, the Malzahar, the control Meiji style. And so it makes a whole lot of sense if we see Paco start to shift to these supporting styles just to accentuate that.
So you're telling me there's no hype outplay potential with Zillion?
Oh, it's like, I mean,
it's not hype. That was a bait. That was a
there's outplays.
They're just not hype. It's like, oh, he ran really fast away from me.
I mean, you know, some bomb combos.
Some bomb combos are pretty sick. But they're usually known as another champion in your team is Vladimir. Got a little bit greedy under the tower there, got taunted. I believe he might have taken a tower shot. Vi making her way bot lane right now. There is a pink ward in that river bush that will spot her if she wraps around. But still level 5, so I'm not actually sure. There are no level 6s in the bot lane, so I don't know how they could actually initiate a fight here. Sejuani's bottom as well. So a really nice timing on the counter gank. They did see the Vi walk down. And they could just turn on the Vi right here. But Vi lane's engaging. Liane rooted, he's getting chunked down. Yeah, Vi and Braum super low here. Vi is going to be the sacrificial lamb, you have to think. As one more auto to do it, Darth Ted takes it the kill. So that is a kill and a red buff onto the Caitlyn. That is not what you want if you are the Sentinels bot lane.
Notable though that both bot laners for Bramble flashed there. So that does open up a repeat gank as we see another fight happening in the mid. Oh my gosh.
He has flash for Q.
Oh, nice.
Another taunt at the top. It's like I feel like I'm watching the same play over and over again in the top lane. It's just the exact same thing as Brambleback will secure that dragon, and that was a really nice flash Q by Tucker. The Zillion ult was up too. Darth Ted has red buff here. He's just straight up fighting him. Sasha's there. Tucker doesn't have anything, but they have to back up because Ted's the Shen ult.
TP from Shen.
Yeah, the Shen ultimate there is so nice. They did not expect that at all. And I mean, when there's a Shen on the enemy team, you really gotta. I mean, he's level 7 at this point, but it's really easy to forget, especially when top lane's been on such an island, that the champion does exist and his ultimate also still exists. So, able to get that kill on the Liane. Nice use of the Shen ult. Now Darth Ted 2-0. And that's what we wanted. That's what that's what they wanted with this Caitlyn in the bot lane. We kind of called that. That's where he's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be really rough now. Ted coming back with a BF compared to 2 long swords and a fairy charm.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the kind of securities for Sentinels in this game, if the AD carry gets fed, would be like, hey, well, we have the Vigar who can one-shot the AD carry, but Brambleback has Zillion. So that contingency is almost not even in place as well. And I mean, plus the Morgana Black Shield blocking a lot of that magic damage. And Caitlyn kind of being the only target that Vigar would probably want to burst. I mean, if you kill Morgana, great, but you really want to kill that Caitlyn.
Yeah, even all their ways to try to lock him up. The Morgana Black Shield can mess them up.
Morgana's a high value pick in this game. I think they could actually maybe have turned that with the Sejuani ult, but the Vigar is slapping and his ultimate is available, so probably wise for them to back up off of that one.
At this point, if I'm Sentinels, I'm starting to feel a little worried about the state of the game. Like,
Yeah.
you know you're going to scale from the top and the mid, but really the only one that's feeling it's doing that is the mid lane. The top lane, the Shen is actually doing a really good job staying even and keeping pressure up.
Yeah, he is, and then we see another trade go there top lane as Braum does a nice job in the bottom lane blocking a lot of that damage. Vladimir just getting constantly chunked. The taunt misses, but still takes some autos. Nice bind in the bot lane onto the Braum. Sejuani wrapping around here. Probably just farming, honestly. If I was the Sejuani, I'd be perfectly fine just farming up, getting to my tanky items. And ooh, the root bot. Yeah, that should be the kill. After the flash, too. And the Caitlyn ultimate's still available, so doesn't even have to use it. The double kill. So clean by Colonel Paco and Darth Ted in the bottom lane. Playing exactly how they need to. And honestly, Ashe and Braum both flashing there and both still dying is devastating for the Sentinels bottom lane.
Oh, very nice shield and flash. Wow.
So sick by them. Black Shield's still there, by the way. So no matter how long it's been there, if it's still there, the ultimate's not going to work. So Darth Ted now with the blue buff just getting cycled these different jungle buffs by the Sentinels jungler here. It's another taunt lands in the top lane on a hot soup, and he just has to phase rush his way out of there. He's getting super chunked.
Yeah, I don't know if that was maybe tilt, maybe a lack of communication, or just greed.
Just the Vi ulting on the Caitlyn there, yeah.
Just even approaching that 2v1 is super sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, you see a low health, like 4-0 AD carry, and you're like, we gotta kill him! But, I mean, realistically, you gotta know the limits of your champion on just your jungle item. I don't even know if you had jungle item at that point, actually. And you know, the Morgana Black Shield being a thing now, it's something you have to respect, and Sentinels is showing us that they aren't respecting it right now. Not out of the game, only a 2,000 gold deficit with 1 Cloud Drake and 0 towers. So definitely still a winnable game. They do scale extremely hard for the side of Sentinels. They're just going to have to really scale back the aggression here and play a little bit safer.
I like this roam.
Yeah, that's a really good roam. That's a Dead Morgana. And thank God Vigar gets the kill there. It looked like Braum might actually pick that one up with the Glacial Fissure, but the Vigar gets the kill, and that made all that time spent bottom lane worth it, as now Vi goes in. Pickle Popper has flash. Shen ultimate was on him, though. He didn't use it. The cage is down, though. Sejuani in the middle of things. Liang with a decent stopwatch, but going to get trapped and just headshotted by Darth Ted. So overall, a 1-for-1. Looked like maybe a pretty clean play out of Sentinels there, but the Shen ultimate again, just coming through it at the right time, and Dragon's up soon. I don't think that Sentinels can actually get in position to fight for this one now. It's up in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, although going mid lane, they're opening up the ability to clear out the wards, depending on...
Yeah, they're just straight heralding here.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I think they're banking on the fact that they can get both.
Yeah, they can, because it's already down to 4 plates. We see a little bit of a skirmish here in the top lane. Not going to matter too much, though, and the binding over the wall actually hits the Vi. Into the double bomb. That's actually a dead Vi. Pickle Popper. That was a hype Zillion outplay there with the double bomb.
There it is, yeah.
We did see one. They take the mid tower as well here. One more auto attack from Caitlyn will do it.
They're going to get the dragon on the way out as well.
Yeah, I would 100% think they get the dragon.
Yeah, looking really clean.
Yeah, honestly, 4K gold lead here now. Take that dragon. That's up 2 dragons, and we'll see what rift we get on the map. I want to see an ocean. Hell yeah, we rolled it. I mean, I should say Bramble rolled it, because that is the best rift that you can hope for when you're already so ahead in the game here. Mountain would have been okay, but ocean is just so OP.
Oh yeah, especially with a Caitlyn who just wants to sit next to a turret and keep whacking it away.
Oh yeah. That's more bushes for the headshot passive too.
Now, if we're on the side of Sentinels, the way they're getting back in, I think we're approaching that level 11. You know, we'd already talked about coming into the game how if the Caitlyn gets ahead, that's going to be really sketchy to try to take advantage of that point. But they'll still have an Ashe ult. They'll still have Vi ult to combo on top of that into a Veigar that can just pop whoever they lock down.
Yeah.
I think at this point you have to do kind of what Tucker did earlier, which is just some cheesy brush surprise baby cage. And just try to get a couple cheese kills like that. You know, pick a bush, throw pink in it, and just try to pop somebody.
Yeah, I hard agree, because like honestly, straight up trying to 5v5 right now to look for those kills. I mean, you might get a kill or two, but you're definitely going to have more deaths than you get kills with the way the state of the game is right now. So going for some cheesy picks like that, with a champion like Vigar who can really burst someone down before the Zillion ultimate is able to come down, is probably a pretty decent way to start getting something going for themselves here, because they need something bad.
Seeing the rotation happening.
Yeah, actually, Tucker just flash ulted the Morgana, but it wasn't enough damage.
Nice Anyas.
It's extremely nice sign. As the Vlad almost now Darth Ted shut down, goes straight to the Vladimir. It's kind of where you wanted that gold to go, but he's just going to get locked up and die. There's so much chain CC. It was a nice thought by Tucker to try to get the flash kill into the Morgana, but a great stopwatch prevented that from actually working, and then Tucker just kind of caught with his pants down in the middle of the enemy team. I think they should just give this tower out. I mean, the creep wave did die, so maybe they can defend it. But pretty scary there with the yeah. I thought the Sejuani ultimate was still up. I guess she had used it somewhere.
Yeah, when they turned the fight, she had thrown the ult down, I think hitting the Vlad.
Oh, that's right. That was part of the lockdown. That just straight Vlad could do literally nothing. He couldn't play League of Legends. But I mean, we're seeing some good ideas here from Sentinels. They did burn the Caitlyn flash in that play, so
if we're noting that Tucker just TP'd right then to mid lane for I don't really know why.
Just wants to keep those farm numbers up, keep that farm per minute up.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense if there was a turret that would take the farm from him.
That's true. He could have killed Darth Ted right there. Actually, Morgana stepped away after the Hextech GLP landed. If he just walks up there, Darth Ted did not have flash. He can just cage, and then he has W ultimate for the kill. But I think Pickle Popper might get the kill here with that bomb.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh no, the heal came through from Ashe, so actually did live with that, but that would have been a kill. But now both summoners down for the AD carry of Sentinels. and for the AD carry of Brambleback. So I really think Darth Ted should be feeling pretty vulnerable in this next fight, knowing that there's a GLP and a cage on the enemy side.
Yeah, and I think at this point you can try to fan out knowing that the TP is down as we see them doing. I'd like to see the Morgana just stick next to Ted right now. I'm not really sure. I think Ted just getting a pink and then taking the midway farm. We know the Herald's about to spawn, so...
Ooh. I actually think with a little bit more patience, Tucker could have killed Ted there.
He still might.
Yeah, he already used the cage though. He used the cage super early instead of GLPing and then caging. Morgana was all the way top lane, so she definitely has to stay with Caitlyn here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see. We saw the Zillion was top lane and the Morgana came to match, and that the Caitlyn was mid. I think if you swap that and have the Zillion just go mid and clear that wave out, you could have probably gotten top lane with the Morgana Caitlyn, especially knowing that the Ashe couldn't match anymore with both summoners being down. And then after you take that top turret, you can probably just take that Herald.
Yeah, that's true as well. But they got Dragon coming up here soon. Sentinel's trying to push back into the mid lane here. Maybe get some pressure to try to fight around this Dragon, though I don't think they would really want to. They do have the 1 item spike, about 1.5 item spike for both Vladimir and Veigar, and the Caitlyn flash is down, so maybe it could be a window they might want to look to fight. If they kill Darth Ted, who is just almost all of his team's gold lead right now is Darth Ted. If we take a look at the gold lead here, about almost 4,000 over the enemy AD carry, and that's really the gold lead that Brambleback has in the game right now. So if they look for a fight here and can pick Darth Ted off as Sasha takes the Herald, I think that's a realistic way. Yeah, the Black Shield now down, but so is Cage.
It was a good fight for Shen.
Yeah, very good trade for Shen. Gets the taunt off onto Vladimir. Has been doing it all game. And I think Darth Ted has to be a little scared here. Veigar's on the flank. No Black Shield. Yeah, Darth Ted low.
Oh,
Darth Ted low. Great arrow in the back line, and the Vi ultimate came down too. Tucker killing Colonel Paku there as Darth Ted actually had the Zillion ultimate on the backside, and Veigar ultimate unable to take down Sejuani, which is too tanky. 1 Q over the wall might do it.
Ooh,
You know, Darth Ted heals to get out of range, but I think this is actually Sentinel's Dragon here. Their jungler's dead, but Sejuani is so low.
The hero steal?
I don't know why they're not actually just starting the Dragon here. The health bars from Brambleback are so questionably low right now that Sentinel's just choosing to go bot lane for the tower instead.
Yeah, this feels like they're playing a little afraid.
Yeah, Dragon could just be dead right now, and that would deny Dragon's soul point to Brambleback. So a bit of a misplay there from Sentinels, because now Brambleback just gets to walk back up. Darth Ted's flash will be up in time for this next fight, and I think that was a window where they should have just taken that Dragon, because I don't think they can take a fight around it now.
We do see Ted pathing top. Maybe
He's
to get that red buff.
For the red
I don't know.
buff.
I think, yeah. I think if they just ran all right there, that was a free Dragon. But they still should be able to take it. They're a bit far enough ahead. The fact that they get to reset.
Yeah, it was a good look by Sentinels. The Ashe Arrow was really nice there onto the 2 in the back line. But the Zillion ultimate saving Darth Ted there at the last second.
See Tucker trying to get another kill onto
He's trying, but now he's just chunked. He's down to 1/3 HP.
Yeah, I think that pretty much guarantees Dragon.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, their main damage dealer has to back.
He does have teleport up soon, but it's not soon enough. I think the Dragon just falls here. I'm not sure there's any way outside of a sneaky Vi steal, which I don't think you really want to go for. I think you give this Dragon and fight on the next one 100%. Although it looks like they're trying to fight for it. Yes, Tucker stayed, and they got the Ashe Arrow onto Caitlyn on the backside, but she has the Black Shield up now. And Red Team secured the Dragon, and now...
And already a kill.
Yeah, and already a kill.
Sentinels this feels so bad.
It feels so bad, because Tucker tried to run in behind, but just got immediately dark binded, ran straight over a pink ward, right into a dark bind. Was feeling spicy, feeling greedy for just running in and getting that ultimate, maybe with a flash kill into somebody, but just at that point, just fishing for a needle in a haystack with the amount of vision control Brambleback had around the pit, and just popping Herald mid now.
Yeah, I think at this point now it's up to Bramble to mess up. You know,
oh yeah,
the windows that Sentinel had, they kind of didn't take advantage of them, and now unless Ted steps up for some reason, this feels pretty done.
Yeah, Brambleback took some of their Brambly wood and boarded up those windows that Sentinel had in this game, and Vi just honestly, just Mouse Amazing just I don't know if that's tilt or what, but that was a straight up
That was
int as the
empty.
rest of their team. The Sejuani does end up falling. There's a little bit of a scuffle in the top lane, but it's just Vigar now left in the base, and he's down to 2/3 HP. He cannot defend that inhibitor. It does fall. They're just throwing their bodies at Brambleback right now, with absolutely no regard for the fact that they are so behind and are unable to take these fights. They have to wait. If there's any window where they win the game, it's in the extreme late game with the Vigar and Vladimir damage. But every time they force a fight like that, it pushes that window back further and further.
For sure. Yeah, it read. I mean, that engaged by Vi read either of desperation or tilt. So, yeah, I don't know. I like I said, they have that late game, but on the flip side of it, like Caitlyn's already at the late game.
Yeah, welcome to late game. I'm Caitlyn. She's 12-1 and 5,
Yeah,
600
at,
gold bounty, 3 items.
at 23 minutes.
Insane how strong Darth Head is right now. I want to see one headshot auto with the rapid fire and Stormers. I want to see how much that does. I'm going to follow him around a little bit, see if I... See, I think we might have missed one there. I wanted to see him get one, but...
Yeah, I think that would come very, very close to one-shotting Ashe.
I think so too. I want to see if we can maybe...
For science, we should
For science. This is
send
for sure
him a
for
message, like
science.
prolong the game. Let's see.
Oh! Okay, but the Guardian was up. Ah, it's so troll, Braum, with the Guardian. Why? That would have been pretty cool, but we'll go back to direct camera for now. I don't want to just follow Caitlyn around for the rest of the game for no reason at all. Just
Yeah, most of
scientific
the gold is on the
experiment.
Caitlyn, as
It is.
Cop points out. But I mean, on the flip side of it, as we talked about in Champ Select, they have three very reliable ways to protect the Caitlyn. So unless Bramble supremely messes up with their abilities or their positioning, she can't really die.
Yeah, no, and we can see the gold leads right now. Morgana up by about 2,000, Caitlyn up by 6,000, and the Tucker's actually up by almost 1,000 in the mid lane, as the jungle difference, Sejuani up by 2k as well. Vladimir winning by about 500-600, so, I mean, the gold really, like Cop mentioned in the chat, is almost all on Darth Ted, with the support having a good amount too with the assists she's able to get on a lot of these kills, as they're just starting the Baron up.
I think we need to see the Vlad try to get a good flank off. That's the only way that this can do anything. That's a nice arrow.
They got an arrow. Vladimir's in. He has the ultimate down on 3 members.
Oh man, that's stunned by Zillion.
So much CC. Not enough.
Zillion still has ult. Yeah, this is
It's
nice.
just not enough. That was the best case scenario.
This might be a penta. But Nullark takes one.
Oh, Nullark. Double kill.
Yeah,
And just
GG.
taken out. Yeah. That's an ace. That is an unofficial triple kill for Darth Ted, I believe he got 3 of those. Or Nullark actually took 1, so.
Nullark got
but
2.
yeah, Nullark got 2. So double and I think a single. But yeah, wow. That Caitlyn, 15 and 1, absolutely massive. They just TP to the Nexus to end the game here. And they're going to knock it down 22-8, 25 minutes in with a 10,000 gold lead. Brambleback in the Battle of the Buffs making a statement that red buff greater than blue buff. And Sentinel's going to have to present their counter argument in game 2.
Man. I don't think you can leave up Caitlyn going into the next game if you're
that was
Sentinels.
That was
That
so
was just
oppressive.
Yeah, way too free of a lane for Ted.
Let me just update the scores here real quick. Oh, and I'm going to fix that camera drunk. Oh, I accidentally just put Sentinels. That's so troll. There's score manipulation here, corruption on the stream.
Yeah, Judge.
All right, we're going to send it to a quick break here, make the next lobby. We'll try to move pretty fast because I know we're a little bit behind, but that was a bit of a fast game, kind of accelerated how behind we were from the series before. So let me get the next lobby made, and I will send it to a quick break here for you guys, so don't go anywhere. Seriously, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are still the same people, Sable and Crack Variety, here to bring you game number 2 between Brambleback and Sentinels after Brambleback with a pretty decisive game 1.
Yeah, that didn't look particularly close outside of that level one like fight that they had. Um, yeah, I don't think you can leave up Caitlyn. We had talked about it right towards the end of that game, but I
Yeah,
think that's the first thing you need to do is either. I mean, we know that Bramble is first pick, so you have to just ban that out. I think.
yeah. Hard agree. I mean, Darth Ted looking so clean on that pick. Wild Tortuga with the 100 bits. Thank you very much. Love to see it. Want to see some Dr. Neat bits in the chat here soon, but gonna send the teams the R and see if they're ready to go and get this into champ select. But yeah, I mean, I would hard expect a Caitlyn ban after that performance from Darth Ted. That was just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I would also. uh, I would impose a ban on Vi and just like don't put that into the picks on this one.
Yeah, and especially not with a composition like the one that they drafted in game 1, where it was just we talked about it as soon as it was picked. Wild Tortuga. Oh, someone just followed. Spence Champ followed. Spence Champ, it's a little late. You've been here for a while, bud. A little late on that follow there, but appreciate it anyway. Um, yeah, I'm going to get the guys to send it right now. But yeah, I mean, the anti-synergy with the rest of their comp, I want to see Sentinels kind of draft a comp that makes a little bit more sense. I think they have some very, very skilled players in their team. And if they can actually draft themselves, and this is something that we talked about on State of the League, was some of the weaknesses they have are in their draft. So if they can draft a composition that can stand toe-to-toe with what Brambleback's going to bring to the table, I think they have a very good chance of taking this second game and tying the series 1-1.
Yeah, agreed. And it is hard. A lot of the pitfalls are drafting a comp that is tailor made to just beat the lanes, but then you'd have a mishmash. Or kind of what we saw there is a comp that makes a lot of sense as far as just like a team fight, but then doesn't actually have favorable interactions with the other team. Right? Like you'd see the logic there. You have a lot of CC coming from the bot lane. You have some hard carries in the late game from your mid and top, and then like an early game jungler to try to get them to that point. But that didn't make a whole lot of sense given the comp that they were playing against.
Yeah, because they had no way to kind of go through the mid game, I think. It was very hard with the amount of early game pressure that both side lanes had, and with how safe Zillion can play. And it just a lot of small things went wrong here and there for Sentinels, but we're bringing it in for game 2, and I want to see them pick some stuff they can have a little more agency with as they ban Sejuani and Blitzcrank here, and the Lee Sin taken away from Mouse Mazing. I would have loved to see that one. I think they banned it game 1 as well, so they definitely don't want to see it.
This last ban will be interesting. If it's not it has to come down to Jarvan or Caitlyn at this point. And I think whatever isn't banned, wouldn't be surprised if Bramble first picks it, just to set them up. But they go with the Veigar
they
instead.
Banned Veigar
On themselves.
So that the Jarvan's locked. So Hey Dude 5 could theoretically they could pick away the Caitlyn here. And they could actually pick away Caitlyn and Morgana here and go for the very strong bot lane duo that we saw last game just absolutely pop off and try to run it back into Darth Ted and Colonel Paco. Because you got to think,
have to.
If they don't do that, then even if they don't take one piece of it, then you're giving one of those back over to Brambleback with it just showed so much mastery on in that last game. So
yeah, the Wukong pick is good, just how strong he is. I think if you don't pick Caitlyn here, you're in a really rough spot. Because if I'm Bramble, I'm just running back that same bot lane.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There it is. Okay, as we expected, does lock it in. Was expecting like a swap to Heimerdinger or some shit at the end there, just to mess with us. But does lock in the Caitlyn. Love to see it. Now we have 2 picks for Brambleback. What will they answer with? Morgana is available. I don't know if they necessarily need to pick Morgana or would want to pick Morgana. Is okay into Wukong, but we'll see what they try to do. They already have the jungler locked in.
It opens up some kind of. They go with the Shen to try to give themselves more time to think. It opens up the opportunity for them to not pick a super supporty support if they pick a very self-sufficient AD carry. So let's say they pick like an Ezreal, then they can put Paco onto some kind of roaming playmaking support and just run around the map. As we kind of see that with, a Nautilus coming in.
Yeah, I like that. Nautilus Roam's definitely super good, and they're looking beefy on the side of Brambleback. There's 3 tanks right
Oh
now.
yeah.
I think if you're Sentinels, you have to be thinking, what would they want to play in the AD carry role with having such a ridiculous front line? And I think the answer, at least for Darth Ted, would be something like Jinx, maybe something like Senna, which would make their damage profile a little sus as Senna's damage. Senna slaps, but I always feel like her damage is really slow to come out. But if there's not a lot of tanks in the enemy team, it doesn't really matter if it's slow.
You see the Alawi counter pick come out.
I love that.
I like the Zillion ban here.
I like that too.
Just to get off comfort.
Yeah, force them onto something else. They didn't ban Nico this time. That might be their next ban.
Yeah, unless there's a particular AD carry they're worried about. I would really actually like a Kai'Sa with this comp as well.
Oh yeah, I think banning AD carry here might be a little troll from Sentinels because Jinx and Kai'Sa are both good options with this team. So I think just banning one, he's just gonna play the other one. Maybe just ban a mid laner, and they do.
The inhibit makes a whole lot of sense to try to stop, the bruisers that we see coming out from Sentinels right now.
Evelyn, interesting. They've done some deep research.
Hmm.
So what
I
do
would
we
imagine the
yeah.
support pick comes out here.
Yeah,
I would try to hold the mid lane.
I would think so as well. Unless that's a Wukong. Oh no, that has to be a Wukong jungle with the Alawi. I don't think Alawi would be very serviceable.
Okay. I like this pick a lot. They get that power bottom lane.
The power bottom
Phrasing.
lane. Phrasing. I was gonna say it. Yeah, definitely love to see the power bottom here coming out from Sentinels for sure. Resident Drunk in the chat. Alawi literally slaps. Very true. Does have those big tentacles. And Darth Ted just kind of memeing us hovering every single AD carry in his fucking roster here. Does go with the Kai'Sa, which is something that we touched on. Very strong into this comp. Can dive right under the back line, but
I'd like an Orianna here.
I would
Quite a
love
bit
an
as well.
Orianna here.
They have a lot of ways to just get into the fight, and that Ori can really just set up as well as mix up the damage.
Yeah, the Kai'Sa ulting the back line with that giant shield, plus the Shen shield, is absolutely nuts, but really we don't see much of a back line on Sentinels right now. A lot of them are just, Alawi's probably going to be in the very middle of the fight or split pushing, Wukong in the middle of the fight, Morgana probably as well. Really just going to be Caitlyn back there. It's going to be kind of hard for Kai'Sa to actually get any meaningful like auto attacks, or get any auto attacks rather I should say, onto the Caitlyn, or going to have to be that Void Seeker or just the long range CC to actually be able to mark the Caitlyn to ult to her.
Yeah, the Mal's is interesting. That very much feels like a just playing for lane
Yeah.
pick.
It's good into the Wukong,
It is really good into the Wukong. That is a good point.
but it's not good into Morgana because you try to Malzahar out somebody, Black Shield, and Wukong just keeps spinning and walking forward.
Yeah.
A little bit more synergy here coming out of Sentinels. We like to see that. They have 2 divers with the Alawi and the Wukong that can go in together while Black Shielded by the Morgana, with whichever one is going to be the focus for the CC there can get that Black Shield and then still apply their abilities to the enemy team. So I like the composition now from Sentinels with the Caitlyn pretty far in the back and safe. Winning top lane. Have to think winning bot lane here for Sentinels, and Diana and Wukong have a large amount of pressure onto the Malzahar early.
Yeah, I agree. I'm expecting the Wukong to be probably hard ganking either top or mid. If I'm in his shoes, I'm going after that top lane over and over again. Like, you already have a favorable matchup. You want to guarantee that that gets favorable, especially with an Alawi that needs to get like a little bit rolling for her in order to really get to that point where it's 1v3 status.
Yeah.
I think with the Diana, that especially early, you just kind of take your beats from the Malzahar, just get pushed in a little bit until you get some AP stacked up.
Yeah.
I just look at the chat.
I don't know. I think that was made like 2 seasons ago, and it's still there. Love it. I'd love to see it.
It's great.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, Malzahar are definitely going to be trying to play safe, and looking at the team composition for Brambleback, that says to me we want to scale to the late game and just have Kai'Sa on like 4 or 5, 6 items. We don't want to really fight you early. We have a losing lane top. Theoretically, Alawi should be beating Shen in that lane. Pretty equivalent jungle pressure, I will say, and a lot more kill pressure mid lane for the Diana, and obviously the Caitlyn Morgana in the bot lane. We just saw last game is so oppressive. Up against a very strong bot lane from Brambleback, though, with the players Darth Ted and Colonel Paco. We'll see if they can leverage the same kind of dominance that Darth Ted and Colonel Paco were able to do on these two champions. Obviously, might not be to the same extent, but Caitlyn Morgana just so incredibly strong. And I want to see Hey Dude 5 and Liang flex some of that in the bot lane here.
Yeah, and I think they certainly have the opportunity to. I think that how that goes, if as long as they don't give away a whole bunch of gold like they kind of did last game, which they should, they're in a position not to be in that situation.
Yes.
Then this game looks really good for Sentinels. They have a lot of ways to just like pop that Kai'Sa. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Kai'Sa doing a lot of defensive ults where we see the Wukong and the Diana and like the Alawi flanking, and they're all just trying to dive in, and he's actually ulting backwards.
Yeah, just for that shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. How do you actually... I've never played Kai'Sa. I know it's a massive surprise to most people watching. But how does that ultimate work? When you target someone, does it depend which way... Does it just dash through them and behind them every time? Or because I've seen it go like random directions, and I have no idea what dictates...
Yeah, so when somebody has the marks on them that you can jump to them, basically you see like a big purple circle appear around them, and you can click to any spot in that circle.
Oh, okay.
Jump to.
I thought it was like one of those dash throughs, and I'm like, how is she getting these insane angles dashing through? Like, oh man, okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so what I expect to see a lot is, the Wukong maybe jumping in, and after knocking up the Kai'Sa jumping to, wherever the Wukong isn't heading, basically, as long as it isn't into the enemy team. I don't think we're going to see a lot of those plays, those hype Teddy Kai'Sa plays where he's jumping into the back line.
Yeah, there isn't really much of a back line to jump into here anyway. It's really just the Caitlyn back there, and
there's a Morgana you could kill.
It's Morgana too, yeah, realistically. But I mean, I think if you're Brambleback and your Kai'Sa is jumping into the back line, you're sitting there with 4 tanks. Like, what are we supposed to do? We don't. Well, 3 tanks. Malzahar is not a tank, obviously. 3 tanks and a Malzahar. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, Diana and Wukong are on top of us. Help! Like, we need our AD carry here. But I mean, hey, it could go anyway. Maybe Darth Ted jumps in the back line and one-shots everybody. Who knows? But with that, we're getting into the game. Looks like we're loading onto the Rift now. Get you guys in the action while I load up the scoreboard here. Turn the chat off. Don't want to see anybody BMing anybody. And look, I fixed it. The camera boxes are no longer there.
Hey.
It took a quick alt trim there in Streamlabs. Again, had no idea because the background was also black. But I should have known because the size of the source box. But we're not going to get into specifics here about me not knowing how things work. We're in game.
I like the Invid. They're not cowards.
They're not cowards, and they have a Nautilus.
Let's see if they trying to do the pro ult? No, or the pro ward?
No. Oh, just getting it in that weird angle.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a stack here from Sentinels though. If they keep walking up, they might get spotted and just Morgana binding.
Ooh. Oh, just sit in that bush.
I love this. This is so spicy. I'm sweating already.
Oh, if they finish this back.
That took so long. I could see why you didn't do it last game. Yeah, it took me the entire break, believe it or not, to figure out how to trim those.
It's true.
Definitely didn't just hit alt and drag the box down. It was very complicated. Really, actually, high-level streamer move. High-level streamer move. Wouldn't recommend trying that at home.
Pro streamer move. Oh,
yeah,
they're staying.
They are staying.
Oh,
but Diana's leaving.
The Malza, get him.
The binding goes down. There's actually a good amount of damage onto Sasha as well. That will be a kill going on to Kai'Sa for the Wukong, but then Sasha dying to the Morgana.
Auto? He's out.
Hey Dude 5 should definitely be
out.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh, wow. Just barely living there. Hey Dude 5. Let's check the HP count here. 15 HP. But honestly, I think if we talk about winners and losers from that, both junglers dying, pretty equivalent. They're getting to their buffs at exactly the same time. But we have a flashless and healless and igniteless and flashless bot lane for Brambleback. But they did pick up a kill, but didn't get to base to buy any additional items. So they're really not actually ahead in this bottom lane. They're down all summoners while we still have heal up for Hey Dude 5 on the Caitlyn and flash up for Liang.
Yeah, that might turn things very easily, actually. Especially with that range advantage. Although they're gonna have priority. This is spicy. We see the Jarvan's actually taking the blue buff.
Right in front of the minion. Hey Dude 5 getting chunked so hard. And just when we talked about who was maybe going to have a little bit of an advantage here in the bot lane, having that heal up, just eats a hook right in front of the minion. That Nautilus skill shot is so annoying because it searches for a target at the very end of the skill shot in a little circle. And if you're right there, if you think the minion's like a little bit too close to the skill shot, you're wrong. It's going to get you every time.
Yeah, it's great. Not biased.
You're gonna love that. Oh yeah, Nautilus main here, by the way. It's me, actually.
It's been you this whole time.
It's been me this whole time.
You've been grinding those set games just.
I am Iron Man.
I'm Iron Man.
Mid laners both just kind of farming up here. Small CS lead being established now, about one wave. Ooh. Diana actually dashed in, but I actually don't know if that dashed back in.
Whoa.
The tower shot.
Whoa,
Tucker's
wow.
so sick. Oh my god, dashes to God's the knockup and then flash ignite. Sasha tanking a tower shot. Tucker on double buffs now. Knew exactly how much damage he needed to do to pick that kill up. That was so hyped by Tucker.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know. Is he a? You're gonna know better than me. Is he a Diana player? Is this something that he's had in the back pocket this whole time?
He's an assassin player, so it's definitely a pick that he probably plays. I haven't researched Sentinels super hard yet, and I know the reworked Diana, he might have just picked it up after that, but I'm not sure if he played it before. But it's looking like he does, because that was amazing. Well, these tentacle slaps really need to connect here in the top lane for Hatsu.
I've seen that experience on the Shen coming through. He always seems to come ahead in these trades.
Yeah.
When it looks like he won't. Nice grab.
Test of Spirit lands. Yeah, it's going to be a good amount of damage.
It's going to force him off the cannon minion, too.
Oh, I just sneezed so hard. Thank God I muted my mic.
Bless you.
Thanks, man. I was waiting for that one. It was a test. I might have not even sneezed. I was trying to see if you were plate.
Nah. I'm just doing that for the audience. Just for off camera.
Ooh, someone clipped that Tucker play. The hook barely not connecting there in the bot lane for Paco. As I think, honestly, I would expect Tucker to be a lot more aggro here with the double buffs and the Malzahars. The gank goes in bot lane. Black Shield a little late onto Hey Dude 5, but able to end up getting out. Jarvan coming in and still on level 3. Is down about 3 camps of CS right now, and
this
honestly,
looks like a kill as well.
Yeah, I mean Jarvan has no flash. Smites for the HP, and the bot lane.
The laners
yeah,
have priority there.
the bot lane
Oh,
did
but he
have prio.
steals it.
Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me. I gotta fast forward.
Oh. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert, he stole it. Yeah, that was sick. I feel so bad for Sasha on the Jarvan because you're thinking, alright, my bot lane has priority. I can get there and take this crab. No, Liang says that's my crab. And now Mouse Mazing going to be almost up 4 camps on the Jarvan if he's able to counter gank. It looks like he's walking into the jungle here on bot side. Wasn't able to smite that one away.
This feels
Now he's in a
greedy.
bit of a bad spot. Definitely greedy. I think Sasha might just die
yep,
here.
There's level 6.
Sasha dies to Tucker
One
here,
for one?
though.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, but Tucker's going down as well for it.
He was very greedy. That hook maxed range too, but Nautilus takes the kill. So overall, not so bad. Nautilus getting that kill, and Malzahar only getting 1. Diana now 2 kills.
I like this. This is way scrappier.
Way scrappier, and we see a massive experience and gold lead in the jungle right now. Probably not a massive gold lead, only about 100 gold, but a camp lead rather for Mouse Mazing, and has a lot of these camps standing still. Going to come back and probably get level 6 a lot sooner than Sasha. We can check on the XP here quick. Sasha's just barely gaining level 4, and Tucker basically, I mean, Mouse Mazing basically level 5.
It's really interesting. I think if you're the side of Sentinels, the Diana having 2 kills is huge game.
Massive.
And you're trying to ride that out. Like, get her to get push. If Pickle's gonna try to match that push and like overstay to do that, that's when you get kills. Otherwise, you just linger around and then do exactly what he's doing now, which is start to roam.
Yep, and I think they can get this dive off on the top lane. And I like that. I like when teams do this. They pressure the global. Instead of trying to pressure bot lane right now, you go to the half HP Shen under tower. He has flash and taunt up, but I don't think it's going to matter. He just bursted so hard.
I hate this gank so much.
They executed it so poorly.
Don't dive a Shen.
I think they could have done it if they had Alawi tank the aggro instead of Diana going in first, because he died immediately. They got the kill, but just a missed execution there.
I don't see a world where you can dive a Shen and not like give over the 1-for-1 almost every time, right? Like
that's fair. Maybe they were thinking he's about 2/3 HP, will burst him fast enough, but Tucker unfortunately jumped in, tower aggro. He got taken out. And something we haven't touched on is the CS lead here for this Kai'Sa in the bot lane. Has double the CS of the Caitlyn.
Massive. I think that's where you gotta throw all your attention. Like start throwing some 4-man ganks for the side of Sentinels. Get the push going mid, and then coordinating gank with Wukong and Diana.
That just feels so scary though, doesn't it? Knowing there's a Shen on the other side of the map, and then Malzahar TP as well. Because if that goes poorly, and Kai'Sa already having double CS gets even 1 kill out of that, I think that just snowballs the Kai'Sa beyond being able to kill her after that. Maybe they're just trying to play a little safer and attack the global instead of risking giving the Kai'Sa a kill.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that side of it as well. I think on the flip side, though, we already saw what happens if you're trying to punish the global in that sense, and as long as Nulark is playing safe enough, the only way that that's going to happen is with some dives.
Yeah.
In which case you get some gold back, and then, Bramble can do exactly what they did, which is take something on the bot side for it.
Nice binding.
Oh,
the black shield on the Morgana, but unfortunately it was not the hook target. Liane will get taken out here by the Ignite from Nautilus. Another heal actually came through at the end there. I don't think was in time to actually save. Or if it just wasn't enough. Either way, Liane ends up falling and feels so unlucky when you black shield your AD carry and they just hook you instead. You want to wait till the animation on that one for sure. Hey Dude 5 in a very bad place.
Oh gosh.
Another kill to Nautilus. Nautilus carry. Sasha takes that one. Nautilus doesn't need 3-0.
This is starting to feel like it's getting out of control.
Yeah, they're hard forcing this one now and just straight into the combo from Brambleback. The flash hook connects too onto Liane. Black shield's there, but there's no flash available. We'll be able to get bursted down here. Give the kill to Malzahar, and just like that, in the span of about 2 minutes, Sentinels was even, and now they're behind by 3,000 gold.
Yeah, and I would argue this feels worse at this point than last game did, in that despite the kills being a little more spread out so that it's not just one person that's hugely ahead like last game with Ted, which is both good and bad, right? You can get the shutdown to get back into it, but also that one person's going to roll him over. Yeah. We just see gigantic CS leads for most of these lanes as well, for both mid and bot.
Yeah, aside from top, who has pretty good CS lead here for Hot Soup into the Shen. Yeah, it's... And I would say another thing that might make it feel a little bit worse is the taunt lands here in the top lane under tower again. Do pick up the kill this time without trading one back, so well done by them. And Malzahar there, but not in time. Should be able to blast Conan out here and get away from the Jarvan, who was on her way up. But, what we were talking about, what might feel a little bit worse for this game here is the fact that I'll get to this point eventually, don't worry. Liane gonna fall here in the bot lane. Darth Ted picking up another kill, sitting 3-0 now with a 200 gold bounty, but there's not really any late game insurance for Sentinels to be able to scale up with the Vlad, with the Vigar, with getting to that point of like, okay, we're behind now, but we have the scaling and we can get there. They have a pretty mid-game spiky comp with the Caitlyn and the Wukong. Diana scales decently well. Alawi is okay, but I mean, when you're facing up against a Malzahar, Kai'Sa, Shen, as the Shen ultimate comes down now, Sasha might die before it's able to go through. No! Taunt goes down, Tucker has to flash out. Shen flash not quite available.
Nope, they're just going to back up.
But yeah, I think that's a relevant consideration here, being behind at this point for Sentinels, but definitely not out of the game yet. Only about a 3,000 gold lead here for Brambleback, so I think a little bit less of a gold lead than it had in the previous game at this point with how ahead Darth Ted got in the bot lane, but it's going to be an uphill battle to be sure.
I think the biggest thing though is while the gold might feel lower, or is lower, not feel lower, the tempo of this game is so noticeably in the favor of Bramble right now. Like even that attempted kill, as we get another one. No. Even that attempted kill by the Diana not going their way, that's more CS that she's losing. That's more levels and experience. And that's also just more turret pressure and setting up the wards. We can already see they're set up for that dragon that's going to spawn.
Yeah,
and like, it speaks to the fact that every time we try to make a point, there's always some fight that happens. They just keep the tempo up. They're always trying to fight over something.
Yeah. And it's working out for them too. They know they have the engage with the Jarvan. Shen ultimate to come through as well, and then the Kai'Sa Nautilus being so strong right now. Nautilus actually stronger than usually would be at this point, picking up some of those kills. They just have the go buttons, and if they're jumping on top of this team, another dive goes through in the top lane. I think they can actually execute this one without getting a kill over. Wukong might be able to turn that with the second cast of the ult. Ooh, does clean. Turn it.
Done.
I liked it. People forget that Wukong is the second ult, but he is dead. Straight into the queue from Malzahar. Not even having to cast the ultimate there, and Inferno. Unfortunate for Sentinels that it is Inferno here, because that's just, with the tanky team from Brambleback, you might have thought, you know, maybe their damage will fall off, but they're able to get this Inferno. A nice cancel on the Malzahar ultimate there by Tucker. I don't think he can follow that dive though. It's 2 levels down, the Malzahar.
Yeah. I'd argue there was no winning there with the dragon. I mean, it was either Infernal or Ocean, and it's just, that just feels so bad.
Ocean with a tanky team too is just, you're not killing those tanks. Yeah,
Yikes.
Petition to change Team Airdrake's name to Team Clouddrake. I don't remember the last time that dragon was called Airdrake, or if it ever was called Airdrake.
I don't think it was.
I think maybe. Oh, because they had it before the Elemental Drakes were even a thing. They had Airdrake just as like a thing, I guess. Is that true?
References?
Is that true? I don't know. Can we get some?
It wouldn't be Ocean.
Can we get some truers in the chat here? Can we find out what's going on with the Rekt League monikers? I wasn't around long enough. Joined season 3, so I don't have the history behind me.
So if you're the side of Sentinels, I think you gotta just, same thing we talked about last time, except I feel like they have a few better ways to do it now with burst damage, is take those 3 solo laners in the jungler, or the 2 solo laners in the jungler, and just try to get some cheesy kills going.
Yeah, they have the burst, Wukong, Diana, and then, I mean,
I really don't like the Diana being matched up against the Shen though.
I don't either. Shen is flashless, so a play with Wukong could be potentially garner something for them. Test the Spirit on a Nautilus, but nothing really going to come of that as Malzahar just walks up and puts some space coronavirus right on top of Wukong.
Give him the Rona.
Giving him the Rona.
Well,
yeah, a little bit of
I think we're in a holding pattern until
a little bit of a lull state.
Yeah, looks like Sasha's gonna solo the Herald right now. I think that even if they try to match that, the collapse from Bramble will just lead to kills.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, and Sentinels has to be thinking that as well. Really, at this point, might see some more desperation plays coming out of Sentinels as Sasha a little deep. Honestly, Morgana's there. Shen ultimate coming through, but Kai'Sa there as well. Heal burn to disengage, but a nice hook by Nautilus. Mouse Amazing will get taken down. The Kai'Sa ult straight to the back line, dunked on top of Caitlyn on Hey Dude 5. And Ted in for the triple kill after ulting to that back line to take it up. And I would say they can go Baron, but it's 17 minutes into the game. They can take Herald and maybe put it mid lane, try to break that inhibitor tower. But death timer's so short right now, you'd have to think they just get the mid inner and then reset and look to maybe push somewhere else. But Tucker burning the ultimate, gets the ignite down on a pickle popper, might actually be able to take a kill here. Doesn't want to follow through the dash, knows the rest of the team's going to be there. So, I mean, a nice attempt by Tucker to get something back at all for Sentinels, but now's in kind of a scary spot. Woo! Darth Ted with the snipe with the Void Seeker. Ah.
Clean.
So clean. Tucker felt safe with the Hot Soup 5 right there. Didn't expect the sniper Darth Ted coming through. 7-0 now. Honestly, Darth Ted looking really scary in these two games. I think a lot of teams bot lane specifically should be watching this game with sweaty armpits, getting nervous about laning up against this guy because he's looking like a straight animal.
Season 6 got rid of Darth Dead. He's bringing out the Darth Fed.
Dude, got rid of Darth Dead. Actually canceled Year of the Pickle due to coronavirus, and honestly, Year of the Darth Ted. It doesn't have as really a ring to it at all, but you know, we'll go with it. Year of the Dead. Year of the Ted.
Year of the Ted?
We need some ideas here.
That's not that bad.
What are we gonna call it? Year of the Pickle. Year of the Pickle is pretty good. You know what? Year of the Pickle doesn't even really have a ring to it, other than the fact that it's said a lot. So I guess Year of the Ted is really no better or no worse.
Yeah.
As far as phrasing goes. So sure,
we'll make it catch on.
Yeah,
this is where it starts, right
here.
It's
the thing. It starts here. Someone clip it, please. No, not Darth Dead.
Yeah, no, wrong.
That's
Darth.
not it. Wrong year.
Yeah.
You're the Spence champ. You subscribed late. You followed late. You're late to the memes here. Honestly. Whack, dude. As Brambleback, pretty free dragon here. Double suppress into the hook from Wukong. Does get a pretty decent ultimate. They got the shutdown on the Malzahar. Wukong falls to the Shen as Kai'Sa just on the back line, but she's dead. And they still have Tucker alive. Shen's there.
It's a 3v2 though.
I don't actually think they can win this fight.
No.
Tucker's just getting absolutely chunked. Nice flash, but Rebuff, ooh, the taunt. I think Rebuff actually might have had him though. It's just one more auto from the Shen. Double kill, and just Nollark in that fight was an absolute monster. Darth Ted got shut down, but they were so tanky.
Yeah, and that's really got to feel bad because that was about as good of a fight as you could expect.
Yeah.
How far behind they were.
Yeah, especially just killing that Kai'Sa and the Malzahar. They have
the Herald still to drop on top of it. Holy shit.
Mid lane on top of it. Add insult to injury. And the Herald not even going to start tanking the tower either, so we'll be healthy enough for that second charge if they decide to stick around for it. It doesn't look like they will.
Oh!
Ooh, I thought that was
just
a
hook. Clone. I got baited.
I got baited too. These Wukong baits are really getting me. They got me last game. Last series. Yeah, Brambleback pushing into an 8,000 gold lead here. Sitting on Soul Point yet again as we round up to 20 minutes. Baron will be on the table. I think, honestly, if you're Sentinels, you're going to have been feeling pretty desperate for a while now, but now that Baron's on the map, that desperation really starts to sink in. That if they get this Baron buff, and our team comp with almost no wave clear is going to feel really bad. If we give them that Baron, it almost feels like the final nail in the coffin. Soul Point really not even relevant at that point. Baron buff is all that Brambleback need to end this game.
For sure. Yeah. Especially, I mean, I'm just noticing now, they haven't gotten a single turret yet. So, I mean, there is that flip side of there is standing gold that is very low, both in the top and the mid lane. On the other hand, like, yikes.
On the other hand, my counterpoint, yikes.
Yeah,
definitely feeling
my high-level analysis.
High-level analysis. Suboptimal yikes for sure, but we'll take it. Wukong, Diana, a very real possibility to combo the Malzahar and Kai'Sa again like they did in the last fight, but we saw that ideal fight where they killed both of the damage dealers and it still wasn't enough. As Colonel Paco's just chasing Mouse Mazing away. That doesn't feel so bad. Also, side note, can't believe I didn't notice this. I hate that Nautilus skin. Worldbreaker Nautilus has a massive head, and I cannot stand it. It looks like Draven, but it's Nautilus. I don't like it.
That's a good point. Yeah. Really, it's not the... I can't remember the name of it. The
Astro Nautilus?
No, fuck Astro
That's
Nautilus.
the worst
That's a
one.
terrible skin.
It has a toilet head.
Oh, it just feels so messed up. Like your walk throws off everything.
What's the good Nautilus skin? I can't remember it.
It's the God, it's the one that Ash also has.
Oh,
it's like the armored one.
Marauder.
I can't remember the...
Right?
No, it's not Marauder. It's
oh,
the
Sentinel,
other
Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That skin's dope.
That head's pretty big too, though.
Well, it's Nautilus, man. He's got a giant head.
He's got a giant head, but come on, you got to go
like
for the skins that have, you know, smaller head particles or something.
But you want to take up as much space as possible, so like.
It's true. We also aren't factoring in like the look of the anchor on the skin. Warden Nautilus, that's what it is.
Warden. No, Astronaut can fuck itself. That skin's garbage.
That skin is garbage, but we need the look of the anchor as to what skin is the best for Nautilus, because that's his prominent feature. Not his head is the second most prominent feature, but teams back to the game here as the teams are squaring up here for a little bit of fight. Wukong has a black shield and is actually looking to go in onto the Kaisa and Malzahar here. Opts to not pull the trigger as the Jarvan
silence.
was there. The silence is huge. There's so much damage.
But...
Alawi under tower suppressed by the Malzahar. Gonna insta-die there, and Wukong actually Alawi living for quite a long time. But Malzahar with a triple kill. There was so much damage from the tower that was taken, and Kaisa picks up one. Oh my god.
There's no nice way to say it. I don't know what the fuck that they were thinking walking through there. But
walking through a choke point into the Malzahar silence on everybody, suppressed into the tower by the Alawi. Lived for a decent amount of time. I will credit Hotsup5 with that, but you're suppressed under tower at 23 minutes as the Alawi by Malzahar. It's you're not going to live for a very long time. Not that the amount of time in the game is relative to tower damage, but Malzahar's damage with 2 items there, able to get the full channel ultimate on top of the tower as Darth Ted tanks a little more of the tower than he would have wanted to. These towers are really the bane of existence here for both teams, but nice black shield, and Zani is able to dodge out of the auto assault there. Not sure if the stopwatch is really needed by Tucker, but
I mean, at this point, it feels
ultra
like
safe. Wukong in, doesn't have the ultimate up. It's a lot of damage put down, but
this feels desperate.
Yeah, Diana just instantly popped. Malzahar ult.
Oh,
and Darth Ted in the backline now.
You spicy man.
A triple kill. See if we get him the quadra. Gets the quadra kill. Unfortunately, one had already died. Wukong engaged, and they didn't give it to him. They didn't foresee the penta coming through for Darth Ted on the Kaisa. Does pick up the quadra kill, and that's gotta feel good. Ending the game with a pretty similar stat line here as game 1. And I think if they can actually tank this and defend the creep wave, they can end the game. Sasha doing a nice job tanking the tower and letting that creep wave live as long as possible. Voidlane's doing the same thing. Still 5 dead. Spawning now. 2 alive. 3 and now 4. Maybe they can't end the game. They might just have to get out.
No, they definitely do.
Oh, they turn that straight
The last
back
2
around.
fights have shown that Sentinels have kind of mental boomed at this point.
Yeah,
and they're just running in one at a time.
Straight onto the Nexus.
Yeah.
Brambleback looking so clean, ending the series 2-0 with a dominating performance. GG.
Yeah.
Who we want to talk
Ted
to
looks,
here? Ted looks so sick.
That was scary as hell.
Honestly, if you're a bot laner and you're watching this series and you're thinking, that Darth Ted, he's Darth Ted. We don't give a shit about that guy. You're wrong. It's Year of the Ted. We're bringing it back. We're starting here. And we got some interviews to do. Who do you want to talk to?
Let's bring. I would say bring Eric Sherman in here, but you're already in here.
Bring Eric Sherman. I am already in here. It's my year. I forgot.
Yeah, it's been you this whole time.
It's been me.
I'm really impressed that you could both cast and play it, but
honestly, yeah, I'm impressed with myself as well.
I mean, I feel like it'd be a disservice if we didn't bring Ted in here. That was those 2 pop-off games in a row.
Hard agree. We'll bring Ted in here. What else we want? Suggestions in chat. Suggestions in chat. Nolark. All right, you can do that.
Yeah, fuck it.
Darth Ted and Nolark. Let's bring him in. Hold on, I'm setting up my camera again in this thing so I don't get memed for the interview screen. Camera's being messed up. All right, Darth Ted and Nolark. So we gotta get in Discord with him.
Oh shit, we gotta do extra work.
Yeah, we gotta do extra work. I could invite him to the Zoom call.
This is ridiculous.
But that might mess up.
Which one are we going? Okay.
We're Discording. It would mess up the. My Discord's updating. That's phenomenal. You'd love to see it.
The coordination right now.
The coordination. Is it like a Discord joke?
There were some comments about the stream production, and we just wanted to make sure we kept that going.
Yeah, for sure. There's really no better way to keep consistency than just by making sure the stream is just shit the entire time. All right, I'll meet us on Zoom.
Do.
All right, man. Here we are. We're here. And I got to get Darth Ted and Nolark in here. Let me drag them in. Pulling them right out of their team's lobby. Getting them straight into the interview box. Not even asking them. Just dragging them in.
Okay.
No choice.
What's up, guys? Looking so sick there. honestly looking dominant in both of those games. Coming out of the bot lane, incredibly strong, and Nallark really bullying the shit out of the top lane in that game, in both games, realistically. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling pretty great after that one, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I kind of wish I gotta kind of do more on the map, but my team was winning too hard.
Listen, Nallark, you're in top lane. That's not how that goes. You don't get to do things on the map. You don't get to do things on the map, all right? And if nobody's going to tell you that, I'm going to tell you that right now. Eric won't tell you, but that's how it is.
But I didn't want to spoil him.
But yeah, oh my god. Any crack variety? Anything for like? I'm just blown away.
I'm not. Yeah, I really like the team comps that you had going on. It seemed like there was a clear identity already of just let's put all our eggs in the Ted basket. But I was curious about what conversations about how you adapt to any picks. Were there any of those things that you saw that you were actually worried about? Well, it's just talking through the champs list. I feel like that's where most of the conversation can be, because it felt like a lot of those games you already had an advantage before even loading.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Sentinels are always a type of team that just play their own style, right? They just pick champs they're comfortable on and kind of go for it. So we wanted to kind of mitigate that and not give Mouse Mazing his comfort junglers and put him on something he has to, hard carry on. So we kind of figured out that our bot lane was a little bit stronger than theirs, and we wanted to play through that. So Nolak just picked up Shen and absolutely slaps on it.
Literally.
And then,
yeah.
Yeah, literally slaps. He outslapped the Lowy, who actually slaps. So
he has smaller hands and everything, and he's just doing it.
It's the power of the bonk, dude. It's a TPA. You just bonk all day.
Yeah, I guess it's not the power of the slap. It's the little quick ninja hands. The accuracy.
After we got a little bit of a lead bot lane, and we just rotated, got a lot of objectives, and then both those games felt really clean to us.
Yeah, it looks pretty cut and dry here from the caster desk. It's just establish a lead, a farming lead, a kill lead, rotate objective to objective, and bring the towers down one by one, and then obviously if the game's going like that, if you're the enemy team, you're going to be frustrated, so you're going to try to force plays, and you guys responded pretty well. There were a few hiccups, I think, with some of the force plays that they did. They were able to have a few nice outplays on you guys in some of the team fights, but overall, very clean gameplay coming out of Brambleback, and you guys got to be happy with that.
Hell yeah. Getting a quadra in both games feels pretty good.
Does it feel good, or does it feel not good because it wasn't a penta? What's a better feeling? Getting the quadra or knowing you didn't get a penta and you could have?
Since it was the first kill that I didn't get, I feel like it's okay. Especially since the second game of the last play, I kind of just flashed in for it without telling my team, and then picked up 3. So I don't know. Pentas would feel better though. You're right.
I'm just trying to bring you down.
You can try that in week 6.
Oh shit, we're already coming out. Oh man, you got anything else for the boys, crack variety? You want to send it off to the 8 p.m. boys?
I'm good.
Wonder if I could say boys one more time for this fucking stream, man. Holy shit.
Boys.
Yeah.
Boys.
No up downs,
Right.
boys. Pucks in the net, boys. Pucks in the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, thank you guys for the phenomenal performance and the entertaining games. And with that, we're going to send it off for the 8 p.m., which I believe we have Scuttle Crab versus Ocean Drake, which is definitely a really exciting matchup. So make sure you stick around, guys. Don't go anywhere. That'll be coming at you at 8 o'clock.